Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Awakening Spiritual Gifts broadcast. Oh, I'm sorry, I was adjusting my paper. I usually like to have my paper handy for whenever I'm drawing or writing things down from what comes up for the day. So, welcome. How's everyone doing today? It's always, like one of my favorite times to connect to all of you. As a reminder, you are free to ask any questions about anything coming in, your spiritual gifts, purpose, struggles, blocks, or even just a general read. And this is just a time where I just love to just love on people and serve where I can. Um, and you are also welcome. Whether you're watching live right now or you're watching the my brain is not working today. Or whether you're watching the replay, you can always ask before, during, or after the show. So, also, too, if you want to do anonymous, feel free to message ahead of time. You can message the Intuition Gym or email, and we can get you on and answer anonymously or answer the next time, even if you're not able to be on live. So glad you guys are here. Let's see. Let's see here. I'm wanting to know how you're doing. I'm loving some of the things already in the comments. Natalie put lots of anger around me as I drive around. Yeah. So today we're broadcasting in a few different spots. We're on live on YouTube. So hi to everyone on YouTube and hi to everyone on Facebook. So we've got a few different places. And yesterday I have some others in my membership groups and some of the other groups that I go live and I looked at the energy of what's going on around us, and it some of it has been a continuation of what we've been experiencing. So if you've been on before and you've heard some of these energies and frequencies, you may be like, oh yes, I can see how that's progressing. So I'm just going to kind of touch on that a little bit. Also, too, we have a lot of the symbolic energies, right? Like we're in the season of Leo. We had our August 8th Lion's Gate. I love all the symbolism with the lion. And just the overall, there is a fire energy going on around us right now. Fire energy can be very beautiful. It can be all about transformation, for warmth, for heating us up, that heat and pressure to create change. But on that flip side, that same fire energy can also bring intensity. It could bring conflict, that turmoil. Maybe there's even some aggression or feeling like things are just falling apart, which is all kind of true sometimes, right? Like this is the frequency of purification. So we have these symbols this time of year, and then we also have just collectively that we're feeling some of these things. So I would love to yeah, I'm seeing a lot of too. Oh, this is interesting. And Natalie, thanks for posting this. You even notice other people are so mad and impatient. Yes, definitely seeing some of that. I'm also seeing and hearing from people where there's some of the fire and the I don't want to. I'm going to say the word destruction, but I don't. But for me, it's a neutral word. So I'm not like, there's destruction. Destruction just means taking something down in order for something new to be made in its place, right? So destruction is good. That is what transformation is. But I've been talking to a lot of people, and they're having quite a bit of emotions around things that seem to be either falling apart or them just having realizations of, you know what, something's not working. Things are not working, and I'm going to make some changes, and I've got to get rid of some things in my life. And it just creates, right? Anytime you have those death cycles, something has to be released, to let go, to die off in order to be born again. So that is definitely a theme of what's going on. I am curious. I did look at that's kind of the little bit of the update on what was the energy coming in, but let me just take a look today and see if there's any new frequencies coming in. If you're new to watching this broadcast, welcome. And basically what I'm doing here is just using some of the gifts and abilities that I've developed over the last 20 plus years. And it's just being able to see some of the frequencies of light and how to discern or just kind of understand what's going on um, and share what I see. So, okay, let's look at just some of the energies of the day. Okay. Um, so I'm seeing some well, leftover of yesterday's energy a little bit, just to kind of explain. I'm seeing a lot of these high frequencies that are in the air. Um, like these high frequencies, and it's literally creating like this vibration. It's like zzz, like in the sky and in the air. Kind of looks a little bit of like you would think of like radio waves or even water-esque kind of flow to it, but it's definitely intense there. And then yesterday, I picked up that there were some of the lower frequencies and lower structures in our life and in the collective that are trying to pull us back down, but it's not. But it's creating this friction. If you picture the high frequencies mixed with the low frequencies, there's some friction. So today I'm seeing some new elements added to this energy. And that's where I'm seeing some like lights and some gold, beautiful strands coming down, cutting through the frequency energy cloud. And these strands are coming down. It looks, I mean, like if you even just imagine what that means, right? Like golden strands from above, like those are golden messages from God, from the divine. It has information type patterning in it. So it tells me that it's some kind of messages that are coming down. But here's the interesting thing. I'm also seeing some really interesting energy coming in from the side that is also part of the divine energy. And it is coming in a little bit like a lightning bolt. So there's a lot of energy in the sky, in the air right now. But what it's doing is it's interrupting some of those divine messages. So this is telling me that we're receiving a lot of information, a lot of divine messages, but we may not understand what it is it's being told to us. And there's divine purpose in this. Like we're almost flying in the dark just a little bit, but that's on purpose. Like you've got to, like, these are some things for us to figure out. Um, and this little disruption there is, it's like, it honestly, it breeds a seeker energy, which I love that even the name of this, awakening spiritual gifts. Like when we're awakened, we are seekers. Like seekers are awake because their eyes are open, they're looking. Okay, so but this pattern right here is going, I'm going to give you a little bit, but not all of it. And so it makes you seek more. So you guys feeling any of that? Like you're like, "Ah, I just feel like I'm getting something, but I don't know what." And because you're feeling that, it's like your heart starts opening up. You start looking for answers. You start praying for more guidance. Like that seeker energy is really good. And it feels like we're getting invited to lean into the seeker energy even more, which look at the message of that too, right in the midst of some kind of like energetic high frequency cloud and all the fire and all this energy going on. And now you got to seek and you got to look and you got to be open for things. So that's kind of cool. So if you're feeling it, give yourself a little bit of grace and compassion and understanding that maybe it's not you. You don't have to feel like you're broken or that you're like, why can't I find all the answers? What's wrong with me? Definitely don't do that because there's purpose to you not knowing everything right now. One of the ways that you could just, oh, do I have the notes from yesterday? This totally kind of goes along some of the same things. Some of the things that came up yesterday for ways to help, I'm just going to briefly mention some of these things, is to not resist it. If you fight it, it actually gets worse. And so it's really about surrender. You got to trust the process, letting go, get into the flow, making sure you have outlets for expression, whatever you are feeling or experiencing, keeping some kind of flow open. And then also to open up your channels of receiving, making sure that you're breathing the in, the inhale and the exhale, keeping that receiving flow open. And then there was also something about your mind and just knowing that mind and growth, I think being open. I don't remember all the details on that one, but the same kind of thing applies here with just sitting back, allow things to come to you. And that's the one thing I want to add for today's as well is instead of like you're a seeker and you can be aware and awakened, but it's beautiful to surrender into the trust and to allow these answers to come to you and to use your intuition, your discernment on what like as you're moving through life, how it works. So anyway, I hope that helps for wherever what we're going through right now. And let me know. I'm always love, love, love comments, feedback. Let me know how this is resonating, how that felt, if you're feeling some of these things. Um, even I also love to get like comments later. Like if there's something in a read or on the broadcast, and then later you come back. I love it if you share what you like. Oh my gosh, this is what happened in my life after this. And it's kind of fun to hear. It's like witnesses, right? It's always fun to have those second, third witnesses. Okay, we're going to go to Sandy. Hi, Sandy. Let me pull you up here. Hello. Oh, I love to see beautiful pictures. I love it when I can see people on here. So, okay, let's look at your guidance on your career, and you're looking for a new job. So, Sandy, thank you. Let's look at the energy for you around career and job. Okay, career and job. Interesting enough, it is directly tied. I'm seeing a lot of your heart energy that is um, influencing the career and job situation. So, like for instance, it's like I'm seeing, like if I look at the energy of a career and job, and it's on this, it's like right here. All of a sudden, I see your heart energy kind of pulling downward, and it's telling me that there's just maybe some heart wounds. Maybe you've had heartache, heartbreak, whatever it is. There's just some things in your heart that are heavy. It's also influencing and kind of affecting your ability to feel worthy. Like, let's say in your heart, there's feelings of not feeling worthy to be loved, or you're deserving of love, or maybe you're feeling rejected, or that you're not lovable, or you're not being loved right now. Whatever this is around love, whatever your belief systems are about love and how you can feel it directly, is also connecting to being able to be hired and to find a job. It's like the same messages are carrying over. Like, oh, so you don't feel worthy to have a job, or you don't feel deserving, or feeling like someone wants you and wants to hire you and deserve you, right? Like, or you don't feel deserving of it. So I would take a look at that. A really fun activity you could do. Well, no, I don't know, fun. It might be like heartfelt and deep and stuff. Oh, you've been looking for 2 years. I'm sending you lots of love on that. That's one of my deep goals is to just have like this empire. I mean, I do have people that work for me, but it's like I just would love like his whole empire, so I could just help and just be, oh, you need a job here. Can you do this? I would love to just. That's like I'm like I wish I had a job, but I would give you one. So sending you love on that. Which I would be for 2 years if you've been without a job. I don't know what the heart path has been for you for the last couple years, but I definitely like an activity that you could do is to maybe write a list about all the things that you're feeling in your heart around love and around receiving. And then you can also kind of make a category or a box and look at the way that those are also bleeding over into the job and feeling worthy, and really just focus on that, loving yourself, seeing the value in yourself, confidence, um, loving yourself the way that you want to be loved. Okay, so life is really this big echo chamber in this mirror. So, oh my goodness, I feel like this is a message for many people. Like I'm sitting there going, wow, this is a good reminder for a lot of us. So thank you, Sandy, for asking this question. But the world and others and things around us can only love us the way that we love ourselves, and vice versa. We limit how much we can love and serve others by how much we are not loving ourselves. Okay, it's just if there's a disconnect, It's in within, it's going to be without. If there's a disconnect without, it's going to be within. This almost makes me want to cry because so many times it's like, oh, I love others, but we're stunted if we cannot also love and see value in ourselves wholeheartedly. And the more that you really, it does equal your ability to serve others. Um, so definitely I would work on some loving yourself and seeing your value, believing that you are worthy of more and that you are deserving of more. And the more that you're able to see that in yourself, then others can see it too, because it's just going to exude off of you. And the more you exude that, then these opportunities can open up. You'll be able to go into a job, maybe you'll talk to the right person, you'll find a job, you'll go into that interview, and you're going to just be exuding this. I love me, and I'm confident. And because I love me, I love you. And because I have capacity to love all of this, I have more capacity to love you. It just, um, anyway, lots and lots of love there. So, um, I know that sounds kind of fluffy. I would love to say, here, go here for a certain job, but it just feels like working on the love, self-love. And this message was for many of you. I can just feel it. Oof. Oh, look at this. I'm seeing like Michelle's like, yes, I'm feeling it. I'm getting like truth bumps and tears. And I'm like, where it's like inviting myself to just look at Martina, where are you not, where are these discrepancies? If you want to love and serve more, where are you not fully showing up and loving and serving? Like it's for all of us. And then here we've got Stephanie just said just what I needed to hear today. Yeah. And Natalie's totally agreed. So thank you again, Sandy, for asking that. That was a beautiful, beautiful message, beautiful reminder for all of us here. Ooh, okay, deep breath. Let's just inhale. Take a moment and let's just all just like inhale the beautiful love around us, the love and abundance. Actually, I feel like I'm going to share something, a little connection that I made, and I love to know this and to understand this, and it also ties into why breathing is so important and why I'm always talking about breathing. Okay, so I'm going to share this little thing with you here. So, how many of you, and I'm curious, how many of you are familiar with Dr. Emoto's work? And he's since passed away, but he did a lot of the research with water and water crystals and words and intentions. So, are you guys familiar with his work? I'm curious. Like, you can drop comments below. Let me know. But so he did, what he discovered is that different words, and his research, like I went in and really dove into the work that he did, but he like experimented on words and music and all different kinds of frequencies and what kind of water crystals would be made. He also traveled around the world and he tested all of these different water samples and what would change it, what would heal it, what would make these crystals form and everything. So some people are just only familiar with his like the water crystals. Some people are like familiar with the rice experiment. It's kind of like work beyond that with water, these crystals. Anyway, he discovered that love and gratitude, those two words combined, were the most beautiful water, like the most intricate and beautiful crystals that could be formed. And then and there's some um and some of the negative words and stuff would be like fragmented or not even allowed to form crystals. Like I thought it was interesting, like even just the name Satan, poof, like no crystal could even be formed. Same thing with like if a water was had radiation, it wouldn't form these crystals. Okay, so here's something really beautiful about these words, love and gratitude. He also did crystals with different elements in the water, like mercury, hydrogen, oxygen, like literally like the elements. And if something had an increase of this element, what did the water crystal look like? Anyway, so and there was like one time the element of like mercury actually resembles a crystal of the word hatred and anger or something like that. And it was so one time he was testing this water, and one day it had crystals, and the next day it wasn't forming, and it had an elevated amount of mercury. Anyway, and then he found out that across the world there was some like terrorist thing that had happened. There was a bomb or something like horrible had happened on the other side of the world. But the water on this side of the world was almost testifying of this anger and hatred that was happening on the other side. So it was like everything's connected, okay? But here's the interesting thing. The elements that matched most closely to love and gratitude were hydrogen and oxygen. Hydrogen most resembled gratitude, oxygen most resembled love. So I loved, like, when I read this, for me, it just kind of sunk in. So H2O, which is water, is basically 2 parts gratitude, 1 part oxygen, but in hydrogen, in oxygen. So what are we primarily made up of, right? Water. Our planet is made up of water. And so we've got all this H2O. But what do we breathe in and what do we inhale? We inhale oxygen, and so that's love. And I just love it. Like, you imagine just inhaling oxygen, then we're just like, get the 2 parts gratitude, 2 parts love. Like, we literally are beings that live with frequencies of love and gratitude. That's also one of the highest frequencies you can get when you're like when we worship, and we have love and praise and gratitude for God, like, and that is bringing us to one of the highest frequencies. And so this is like when we breathe in and we inhale, allow us to literally, because in a way it really is almost energetically a way for us to receive all of the abundance and love from God. Like, and we are created to breathe it in. There's a reason Jesus is the breath of life and the living water, and like, it's so I felt like I just wanted to share that symbolism for you and the importance of breathing in and receiving. That also goes with the energy of the day, right? When I talked about the energy of the day, one of the things is open up your channels for receiving. One simple way to open up your channel for receiving is making sure that you're breathing, taking yourself out of the shallow breathing of stress and the fight or flight and freeze, and taking those deep rest and restorative, healing, abundant type breaths. So inhale with me. We're breathing and we're receiving the abundance. Love it. All righty. So let's go in, and we're going to answer a couple other questions today. It looks like we got some other people coming in. I love it. We are going to go to Michelle Taylor. Are you still on? Still on live here? I would like a general read if you get a chance. So yes, let's look at you. Let's see what energy just is coming up the loudest for you today. Okay, the biggest place I'm seeing energy for you today, Michelle, is in your mind and in like your thoughts. And it's also kind of the thoughts coming in behind your eyes. I'm seeing a little bit of oh good, you're here. Yay. I'm seeing like this feeling of like a desire where you're wanting to look out and have direction in your life, but the thought energy is like bringing you back, and through the eyes it's just like you're not able to see a direct direction for you right now, so it just feels like it's kind of pulling you back into your head. And let's see what else is there with that energy. In a way, it kind of feels like a little bit of like an isolation chamber. So you're feeling there's a little bit of like a loneliness feel inside your mind. Like maybe somebody's not seeing you, like you don't feel like you're seen, you're heard, that you can even come out. It's just like you're kind of living in your own mind and you're behind your eyes right now. And like you're observing life through your eyes, but you're not actually interacting with it. Let's see what else we can. Okay. And yes, let me know too if this is resonating. So what I'm seeing, some things that could possibly help here, is there's a little bit of a disconnect between the mind and the heart. And it's like just living um Interesting. Okay, this definitely is going to match this next piece. I was offered an opportunity, but I'm worried that they chose the wrong person. But it's too good. It's too good to be true, or has a because it has the potential to change my life. Okay, so this explains kind of what I'm seeing here, because I'm seeing kind of like the getting lost and kind of like feeling like up in your head, and it's disconnected a bit from the heart. And when I was looking at what could help you with whatever it is that you're facing right now, it felt like to go into to remember your heart and step into the heart. Maybe like disengage from the head for a minute and take away any of the facts, data, like whether it be um, like the overthinking or even how it could be good, how it wouldn't be good, like taking out some of those things and just start dropping into your heart. And what do you feel? What do you feel? Maybe like as you make a decision, does it feel opening? Does it feel expansive? Does it feel warm? Like listen to what your heart is telling you. Um, or is it making you feel withdrawn and pull away from it? Also, listen to the seeds of your heart, like the little call, the little seed that was planted in your heart at the time that you were created. And when you were born, the seed has been trying to grow out of you more and more. And is this opportunity aligned with that seed? Is it aligned with you? That's going to be able like really lean in and listen to the heart, and it can help. I mean, this is where you can like find out answers and lean into your intuition. You might actually pick up information that you cannot pick up in your head, but just by thinking, trying to think through it, because these are your the reactions, the instinct, the impressions you're having. Like really listen to the heart and those impressions, and that you have the answers within you. You absolutely have the answers, and you have the ability to hear the answers. But maybe just like as you're ignoring some of these things for a moment and sinking in here, you'll be able to get greater insight and direction for whatever it is for this opportunity you're facing. So I'm curious, I'll be curious to hear how that goes for you. Trust your heart. Trust your heart. The brain is really important. Our thoughts and our mind is really important. But sometimes when you're making a decision, we can get lost in our minds. So it's really important to tap into the heart as well. Okay, beautiful, beautiful question. And thank you. And another good reminder for us all, right? It's like the checks and balances, but that heart can guide you. There's an internal compass, and there's all kinds of things with the heart that can pick up on things that are unseen and unspoken. Um, our heart really does. Like we've got, the magnetic field around our brain. Well, we've got one around our body. We also have the field around, and with waves, right? We can measure our brain waves. Well, our heart also has waves and a magnetic field around it that is stronger than the brain. So, but it just doesn't usually speak in the words. So if you can kind of tap into that, it'll be really helpful. Okay, love it. And you are welcome. Thank you for being here. Okay, let's go to, there was another one up here. Bonnie, let's go to you. Bonnie James. I hope you're still on. Hi, I hope you are. If not, we'll tag you. We'll comment here and because we're gonna do you now and answer, look at a just a general reading for you today. See what energy comes up for you the most. Alrighty. Okay, let's see here, Bonnie. Whoa. Hold on, let me go through this energy and what this is. Okay. First of all, Bonnie, I don't know what it is that you're working through right now, but there's a series like big energy that is coming down. And okay, for visual sake, it looks like there's this nail, and like it's been pounded all the way through you. It's like going like it's just is going all the way down. The coloring of it is a little bit more of the darker energies there, which just tells me it could feel It could just feel just darker in nature. It could feel heavier. It could feel like something's just pounding down. The symbol of that too, the way that it's shaped, makes me think in the way that it's coming down through your crown and like almost pinning you down and weighing you down, really pushing you into the ground. And it could be creating feelings of being trapped, forced, making you feel like you don't have any choice. Maybe it's somebody else's decisions or something, some kind of life situation. Something happened that it just felt like you just got pounded on the top of the head and it just felt sinking. Um, Maybe there was an answer or some kind of information that you got or some kind of found something out. And it also feels a little bit more sudden, like and urgent, like it just kind of happened and really sunk down. Um, so first and foremost, I just want to acknowledge some of the pressure of that and some of the intensity of that could really feel big and heavy and scary, maybe not knowing what to do with all of that. I'm going to look beyond that energy. That one is just really, really loud. So let me look around it and beyond it and see how, like, maybe it can be lifted up or out. Okay. I'm seeing a connection to your throat and to your voice. So something about this, if you could express it, maybe speak your opinion, speak up for yourself. There's something about expression and it coming out here that's going to help lift some of it up. It doesn't mean it's going to be necessarily easy, and it could require a great deal of courage and bravery to express some of these things, but it's important for you to express. And this could also even mean just expressing the emotions, allowing yourself to feel, to cry, to drive in your car and just have freedom of crying and yelling and whatever wants to come out, like let it come out. Um, and it's like it feels like once that expression comes out and then it's more laid on the table, then it's going to be able to you're going to be able to understand it more, and you're going to be able to see more clearly, right? Because once it's out, you're going to be able to see it. If it's all stuck inside you, it's hard to see and know what you're feeling and experiencing. This could be a great time to also, you could have someone to do a session with or do a therapy or therapist or something. Like it's really important for you to be able to express this because it's a lot. There's a lot of emotion here. um yeah, there's just a lot of emotion. So I want you to just really find a space and a place that you are free to express, and definitely express as much as you can. um And then also, I'm seeing too the expression. Don't forget to ask for help wherever you can, whether it be through, like I said, therapist session, but also through, like I don't know what your religious beliefs are, but whatever it is for you, like making sure that you're asking God or whatever your higher power is, like ask for that divine support. Like I'm really just almost seeing like ask God. And actually I'm also feeling a little bit of wounding there. Like maybe there's been times where you've asked for help and you feel like you haven't gotten it and it's been yucky. So I understand that there's some kind of wounding there. But like cry out and ask. You have angels near, you have loved ones on in the you have loved ones and angels that can be on the other side, but you also have them here on this physical plane. And sometimes when you just verbalize and ask, it sends the vibration of creation into the world and into the universe to allow things and people and situations to answer what it is that you're asking for. Like lay out the intention. If you're requiring some heartfelt miracle and answers or love and strength, ask for it. And I am also seeing that as well, like down at the bottom of you. I'm seeing that once you express and then also ask, I'm seeing like a lot of support around you. You actually have more support around you than you realize. And it's looking almost like tent stakes that are kind of propping you up. Like like, here, we're gonna support you. Or like, have you ever seen there's this barn that I used to drive by my old house, and literally the whole thing was like about to fall over, and they just had like these support beams. So this barn was still standing up because it had these support beams. And I'm seeing like that. Like, you have these support beams around you, and if you ask for more, you'll be able to feel them more. And it's like you're gonna take the support beams and go and then just pull from their strength, and it's going to go all the way up like a tree, like you got roots, and then it's going to reach up through you, give you strength. And I love the analogy of the tree, because then it comes out and you are supported through all your branches and through expressions and through, oh, look at the beautiful imagery of that and symbolism, and taking that thing off of you that has been pounding down on you. It's going to, as you do this, allow the strength, be a tree, and that thing will come on out. So I hope I hope that makes sense. That's a lot of energetic imagery, and for whatever it is you're dealing with privacy and stuff. I hope that was enough energetic information to help you with whatever it is in details in your life too. And I love this. Okay, Bonnie, yes, thank you. It resonates. And oh, Natalie's even giving you some kudos. I feel this for you. I love these live broadcasts too, because there's a whole group of people. Like, this is like, we can find, like, everyone here that I've ever had on is so loving and supportive. And a lot of times, if someone is going through something, for one thing, it usually speaks to a lot of different people that are struggling with something similar. And then, but it's like the love and the intention for healing and uplift. It's so beautiful, like just the way that we're all connected. So, oh, beautiful. Sending you so much love. You've got this. And I love that. I love to see the strength. It's available to you. So, lots and lots of love. All righty. Let me go through the comments. Let's see if there's anything here. Okay, making sure I'm all on the comments. I love the software, because then we could branch out with more people. But it's like I gotta sift through sometimes, or sometimes they come in faster than I'm able. Yeah, absolutely. So glad. So grateful for you guys. I think I mentioned this last week, but I felt like I'm just going to mention this right now as well. Last week, I had just kind of a really strong prompting, kind of feeling that there were a few people that could benefit from a little bit more linking arms support from me. So, well, yes, I do sessions privately. They're somewhat limited, but I felt really impressed. For the next month, I have a little extra time where I can take on 4 people to do more arm holding, linking arms. Um, and so I have an opportunity. If you're interested, I just want you to just drop like, hey, I'm interested, in the comments here, or you can even private message me or email or message the Intuition Gym or whatever, and let me know if you want more details on that. I won't go into too much depth, but basically this just includes some really an in-depth, really in-depth session. It includes drawing, like my energetic drawings, like showing you some of your gifts, focusing on whatever it is that you're dealing with and you're working with in life. This is just, like I said, linking arms. I could see this energy of just like, hey, I'm just here for you. And so this opportunity also includes a couple different reach outs, where basically whatever you're dealing with, if you're just like on the fly that day, like, oh my gosh, I'm having a horrible day, can you just take a look for me? And then I can just like look, and we can discuss, and we can talk through some coaching through it. If it's developing intuition, whatever it is that you're working on, and I'll get back to you, and we kind of go back and forth on that. You get a couple different reach outs, and then also another remote session, and it will include any notes or meditation. But I've got 2 different levels on that, one for $444 and one for $777. And the $777 includes a little bit more, and even what I call divine essence drawing, which is even more beautiful. You hang it on your wall, and it includes an essential oil blend. I only had room for 4 people. I've got 1 spot left. And because they went quickly, I may, depending on how, if I hear from 1 more, I may open up for 5, but that's like that means I've only got 1 or 2 spots left for this, and they've just gone in the last week. So, if this interests you, let me know, message, or comment below. I just wanted to remind anyone here, um, there's some big stuff that we're facing in the world right now, right? Like, we're facing a lot of collective stuff internally or personally. This is the time for purification, for transformation, for leveling up, for awakening, for ascension, as I call it. Like, this is our cycle of ascension, where we're just getting these opportunities to burn away the old, to bring about the new. And so I'm here for you guys. Like, this is one of the my favorite things to help people navigate and be able to see and to work through. There's some big stuff. So it's important, right, for all of us to link arms, even here, for us to connect. And also just an invitation too, if you are not in the free Facebook group, I invite you to join that. That's just free. We have all the kinds of discussions there. Awakening intuition, spiritual gifts and purpose. Or if you do want more, even just at a basic level, we do have the gym, the Intuition Gym membership. You can check that out at theintuitiongym.com. I didn't mean to do all like salesy things there, but I just feel like I just want help. Like, what level do you want help? Do you want these on the live? Do you want the community, the free community? Do you want the Intuition Gym, like the membership? We've got courses and classes and weekly coaching. Like, I'm hopping on every week. We got a call today, in fact. Anyway, so there's that option, or if you want to work with me privately. So that's kind of what I'm feeling, is just this serving. All right. Any other questions, or does someone else want to look at this? Oh, April, that was so sweet of you to say I'm here for you. You are so loved and supported. I see what I mean? So much love and support. Okay, so I've just got a couple more minutes. So if you have any more questions, let's look at these and then we will close it up for today, and I'll see you on the next one. So, all right. Yeah, let's go to you, Erica. Can you see any spiritual gifts I may need to develop or discover? I feel a little directionless. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's look at this. It's interesting right there. Did you feel, I feel a little directionless. I don't know if you were on at the beginning of the call or the beginning of this, Erica. There's a energy of the day that is totally part of this, where it's like we're getting messages but then there's also kind of a divine interruption where it feels like you're feeling directionless, lost, not quite sure what to do or what's coming in. And part of that and part of the gift of that is because it helps us seek for more answers and um, look for new solutions and just be more open and seek. And it's part of the awakening process. So some of what you're experiencing, I can see, is that. It's just part of the energy, the collective energy that we're all kind of feeling a little bit like, what's next? Feeling a little directionless. And then let me look at the personal part of the energy. Well, first of all, actually, I want to just let you know that you have more of a sensitivity to those collective energies than I think you even realize. So they look like almost baby fine hairs, and they're kind of coming off of you energetically, and they're little antennas. So you pick up that way more than you realize. So a question you could start asking yourself is, when you're starting to feel things, and this is part of a spiritual gift you may need to develop or discover too, is when you're picking up things, to really start to like acknowledge and even ask the question, is this mine? Is this 100% me? Is this all about me, or is this collective? Is this just energy from what everyone is feeling, or is this tied to certain people in my life? Especially when you've got some of these empathic abilities, you can feel them as if they are your own, whether it be emotions, cloudiness in the head, thoughts, emotions, whatever it is, you could be experiencing them as if they are your own. So really start honing in and asking those questions and identifying if it's yours, if it's someone else's, if it's part of the collective energy, and just start asking that question and start to feel it. I taught one of my teenagers how to do this because they were they were just like a big sponge, and they had a lot of these empathic abilities. And in fact, in our intuition gym, we go through all of the different empath with like the categories of empaths too. and gifts and all these different layers. So I don't know if you're interested in that, but that can help identifying some of the empathic abilities you have. But anyway, so back to my teenager. So they were just like a big sponge, and sometimes I'd be like, you've got to like check this out because you're feeling so overwhelmed or depressed or feeling all these emotions and they weren't even yours. So it was really fun to see one time they were in a group, like a little educational, they were like talking more emotional, like mindfulness stuff within this group, and they were each going around sharing something. And um and this child was early teens, but they would look at a person and pay attention, like as that person's talking, paying attention to what they're thinking and feeling, and then they would consciously and purposely like disengage, and then and then the next person would talk, and they would pay attention to what's going on, thoughts, feelings, everything, and then okay, disengage when it would be like the next person. And it was really cool to see even my teenager learn to decipher and go, "Oh my gosh, I was feeling some of those feelings, but it was actually that person's. It's not mine. I don't have to." And not that we want to violate anybody's privacy. Like literally, once you feel these things, it's like okay, unless it's your time and you're supposed to be connected and serve them. Like it can be a beautiful gift to serve others when it's appropriate, but like it really can be a responsible thing to keep track of your own energy from sucking in and looking at all these things, and it can help with your gifts and your happiness and stuff. um yeah, so you just know you got all these little antennas coming up, and it's going to get bigger, and so you just have to learn that skill and learn to develop that in the intuition gym. Oh, that's probably why it's popping up in my head, keeps popping up in my head. But in our intuition gym, I don't know if you're interested in that membership there, but in the intuitiongym.com/join, you could look or just go to the website. But we actually have a course in there called Powerful Empath, and where it talks about like the different empath types and how to navigate some of these things. It's a pretty meaty little few hours to go through. So if that resonates, anyway, love you, my friend. Thank you for asking that question. Okay, let's go to Natalie and then see where you are at today. I could use a light reading. Let's just see here. Okay. So this is kind of fun. Okay, so I'm seeing I would definitely look at okay, how do I describe this? Okay, so when I'm looking at this, I'm seeing so I'm seeing you like sitting here, but I'm seeing like little lightning bolts, like little things near you and near your head, but they're not to you yet. So like maybe you don't even know that these things are there coming. But these little lightning bolts, it feels like this energetic, like there's going to be some ideas, some inspiration, some maybe like direct, there's just these little things coming in for you, and they're coming soon, and they're also kind of around the ears. So it just feels um like it may not feel like you have them yet and you may be seeking, but to just know that some things are coming to you, some ideas, inspiration, whatever this is. It's just like creativity, just these little sparks of light that are coming for you, and which is really kind of a fun thing. So just know, keep yourself open, keep yourself in a place of receiving and allowing and trusting in that whole surrendering, and then looking for the signs of those things when they start to come. Um, and to just trust him. So that's some really, really cool stuff that's coming in. And let's see here. Erica, I just want to touch back on this because I feel like this was such a good little acknowledgement or like thing that you've realized, realization that you've had, and this is something for all of us to recognize because this is part of the process. So you said, as I'm allowing others to own and feel their feelings, I'm almost feel like I don't care. It's a different place in my old people pleaser energy. This describes almost perfectly what it's like to transform from that people pleaser, um, even some people call it like even like a savior kind of energy, like, oh, here, let me save you, let me prevent you from hurting you. It also could be kind of a codependent energy, like any of those people pleaser, codependent, any of those kinds of things can have kind of that, oh, let me take care of you kind of vibe. When you start shifting from that into a place of more neutrality and understanding that there's good in all things, and I'm going to own my stuff and I'm going to let you hold your stuff, you can feel like you're getting cold-hearted or that you don't care anymore. It's like it messes with the head. It's like, "Oh, you don't care anymore. If you don't do this and you don't care." Totally. That's a sign you're actually on the right track, like you're on the right trail. But it's not that you don't care, but it's maybe that you have a higher perspective. Perhaps it's time that you now see value in the struggle. You know that you're not going to jump in and save them from hard things because the hard things are what are going to help them develop and grow. And it also is a way of like, I am taking care of, like, I am, like the oxygen mask. I'm going to take care of my own breathing because if I don't first, then I could, you know, then you get lost and then you can't serve anyway. You're useless then. And it also encourages and almost motivates and encourages people to find some of their own solutions. There's something in us sometimes where we just want people to save us. Oh, help me, save me. And then you can also resent people or resent situations because people aren't taking care of you and giving you what you need. It's like, no, if you start putting your own eggs in your own basket, being responsible for your own happiness, your own fulfillment, your own joy, your own, like, if once you start bringing those things back, it doesn't mean that you don't care, but you're not going to be shuffled around based on the world. You're not going to get flung about. You're going to be able to be solid and be able to see things as they really are and have your cup be filled instead of tossed about. And so when you're doing that, you're going to also empower others to do it. Other people might not like it at first, especially if they're used to you being a people pleaser. They're going to rail and they're going to get mad and be like, well, why aren't you doing this for me anymore? They're like, that's just the chaos before the order. So when you're shifting away from any of the lower vibe ways of being into the higher, there's going to be some chaos and stuff until they settle in. And then after that, you just stay the course, stay the course, and then these new shifts can take place. And you will get more respect and you'll have better relationships and you'll be able to support people in the best way instead of the getting all tangled. Um, this is fantastic. Stephanie, um, I'm loving some of these things here too. So Erica, yes, I love it. You're shifting, you're seeing this. Love it. Natalie's, yes. And then Stephanie, this was fantastic. My mom calls it carryingly callous. Carryingly callous. Yes, it is just the progression of where to be. And it's, gosh, it's even in a way, the way that I feel like God even operates with us. He's like, I love you. I'm here for you. Like, you can do this, right? There's sometimes that he comes in and helps and serves, but he allows us our agency and our choice and our ability to like work through things because it's best for us. He doesn't come in and swoop us up from all struggle. He loves us and says, hey, you can do this. And I'm going to give you support. I'm going to give encouragement. I'm going to be here for you, but I'm not going to do it all for you. You have to do some of it yourself. So it's really beautiful that way. So I love that. All right, I know we're going to do this last one for you, my dear Aubrey. Love it. What spiritual abilities do I see in you? Let's look at your energy and see what spiritual abilities I see for you. Okay, hold on. I'm just going to kind of clear off the old, kind of what I was looking at before. All righty. Okay, so first and foremost, Aubrey, you have this beautiful, like, sweet energy. It's really kind of interesting though, because I'm seeing it almost this where I'm looking at it, and it's like I'm seeing where there's a how do I describe this? There's almost a selflessness in you that is like, let's say there's a group of people or there's a few people that want something, you're going to be like, oh, no, 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 let them go first. Where your energy almost wants to back up and go, oh, no, no, I don't need to be seen right now. I don't need to be like, let's let other people go first. Now, that could be some signs of a beautiful gift, like just, but it also could have a shadow side, right? These things can have a light and a shadow side. So it means that you have some spiritual abilities probably to see other people, to be able to see their struggles, to be able to see where, like, oh, what their needs are, right? That's a huge gift. The tricky part comes in when, like, which I think it's perfectly timed with what we were just talking about with Erica, is if you start creating too much of a pattern where you put everyone else first and you're people pleasing and you're always doing that, then you're not going to be able to fully serve people because you're putting yourself um it's kind of like it's going to create some problems. It's going to create some worth issues for yourself, or maybe feeling like earlier on the call, I don't know if you watched this, there was someone else that we were talking about that, like, if you don't fully love and see yourself and value yourself and allow yourself to receive and to say, yes, I want this, give me this, like, if you don't fully do that for yourself, then you cannot fully show up for others and serve them either. It's going to create some kind of disconnect. So definitely to look at that, but there are some gifts in that, in being able to see the struggles of others, and also being gifted with knowledge on knowing, how to serve them and maybe what needs that they have. And then there's also some beautiful, like, abilities, like spiritual gifts here, where I see um, um, I see some light and some gifts around your ears, and then it comes down and it kind of almost settles in the jaw. It doesn't fully express out of the mouth. It kind of sits here and then it flows out of the mouth. So what this is telling me is that you have some abilities and some gifts around being able to hear things of a spiritual nature. It's almost like you have this ability to just tune into some of those quiet promptings and those quiet messages from spirit. And so you receive them, but you don't immediately speak them. It's like they just kind of sit there. And so it reminds me of I have this friend that I always say that whenever she speaks, you better listen, because she doesn't just speak and ramble off and talk all the time. But when she does, it's like mic drop, like, whoa, those are like profound things that flow from her mouth. And so there's a little bit of that going on for you. It's like you receive things and then they sit. And then when you do share them, they're like purified in a beautiful, flowy way. The tricky part with this is to really learn to trust it, to trust what you're hearing, to trust what you receive, because not everyone is going to receive exactly what you receive. And so if you doubt yourself, then you're going to just dismiss it easily. But it could also be a little difficult at times to defend against others, because if someone says, well, how do you know that? Why do you think that? Why are you going to share things like that, or whatever? Why do you have that prompting? Then it could feel like um I it could feel like, oh, I don't know how, like, I can't defend it. It could feel like you cannot defend it. Um because it just comes in so subtly and it's so personalized to you. You wouldn't be able to defend it to others. And so then if that happens, then sometimes it can make you feel like even more like, well, maybe it wasn't true then. So don't doubt yourself. Really lean into that and trust it, and know that you have that ability. So okay, well, I hope that was obviously you have more than just that, but I hope that those are some things that can help you today, and let me know how that resonates. I love to hear it. Love to hear it. Love to hear all of it. So, all right. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Again, I'm here for you in um, whatever capacity I can serve you in. Please let me know. Like I said, we've got the free Facebook group. We have a membership with courses and coaching, and then I do have just that one, maybe two more spots if you would like to work with me more personally over the next little bit to navigate something that you're working with individually. So, just drop any of those comments below. So. All right. Thanks, everyone, for being here. Sending you love today. Bye.